Alright, so today's power was Copycat. This is one that I've honestly kind of had planned for like a little bit in terms of like the actual pose, which is really nice because a lot of the times trying to figure out that pose is the hardest part. And I think this first phase was really good. I think this was a very strong start. It was very I think it was very well done. I think it very much is like it feels like the kind of character that this guy is. And like it's very strong. It's like a very powerful looking face. He looks angry. He looks mad, right? Um, but the second face, I do not know why I could not get it right. I was looking at reference pictures because I didn't want to make it look the same. I wanted it to look different, and just for whatever reason, I couldn't get that down. And I think it's because I think that the mouth, like I can't, I don't understand how to draw a mouth on a side profile. It's a very specific thing, but I've just never gotten it. It's always, I don't know, it's always just been a very big struggle for me. Specifically just because I don't know, it's just something about the mouth on a side profile and like the lips and the way things are angled. It just never really makes sense to me, right? And so I really like that first drawing. But then the second one, I mean, you can see I'm trying to make it proportional. I'm trying to, you know, but it always just comes off with this like almost like unhinged jaw looking feeling, and that's I don't know, especially if it's something that's not like angry. Like trying to open up your mouth as like a laugh. I've always found that to be a difficult thing because if it's at like a three-fourths view or a head-on view, I feel like it's just easier because you almost have other facial features to like guide it. But with this, it like relies so much on your knowledge of the skull and all these other things that I don't have well enough for this specific angle. So if any of y'all want to donate a human skull to me so that I can figure out the anatomy a little bit better, that'd be very useful. Which unironically, if I ever get enough money, right, to just have like a full dedicated like drawing room in my house, I'm having a full length skeleton in there. All right, like a full human skeleton. And honestly, I think it would help if it was from a real guy. All right, I want like some random dead artist, right? I want his full skeleton in in a room that like I'm drawing with, and that's what I use as my anatomy reference. Because I think that would be sick as hell. All right, but yeah. So as I consistently keep struggling with this, um, trying to not make him look like what's the best way of putting this? I keep trying to make it look like he's not a knuckle dragger, in the nicest way possible, because he just kind of keeps looking like an ape. Right? He looks like a Neanderthal. Like his head is much larger. His forehead just keeps looking off, and then his jaw looks off. Like he just looks, like Mesopotamia's forgotten child. And so I tried to like flip this, and you can see me. I'm just trying to figure out how to invert something. Uh, and that was a fun one. Um, and so I eventually did get it, and I thought this would be like a good reference, and then I would like kind of chisel away at the face from here. Was not easy, nor was it fun. It actually left me at basically just where I started, except this time it was on two layers now, so isn't that fun? I wanted to get a different jaw shape for uh for the other one. I wanted it to be a little more rounded, um, because at least characterization wise, the guy on the left is he's supposed to be like a Superman type, right? He's very much that like perfect, like the perfect rigid jaw, right? I gave him white hair just because I thought that was though that is a little bit later. He, I really wanted it to design him as somebody that's very like I guess just very imposing. Like he's very strong and like definite, right? You look at him and you know who he is, kind of guy, right? And so that was kind of the rationale behind the design. Um, Unfortunately, the character I've already designed can't get him down. Just I don't know what it was. again, it's I think it's something about like the jaw going back a lot further than I expect. I think that definitely messed me up a little bit here. But it's whatever. It's whatever. I did eventually end up scrapping a lot of this, and I ended up going to a different reference model. Though it did take a lot of pulling and pushing and pulling and pushing, just because it was like don't want to, but because it's like it's I don't know. It's just such a like it's such a like it was all that was just a waste of time then kind of feeling, right? But of course, I think this ended up looking a lot better. Um I think I tried to be a little too free-handed with it the first time through, and I think that definitely led to some problems. I think a big problem with how far I send the mouth back is there is a like your cheek on your mouth. It goes from your nose down to your jawline, and that line is what makes the smile like seem like not take up like the entirety of your jaw, like why you don't see it back where your jawline starts. It's that cheek, and I think I just that part of it is something I've just never gotten. But again, I did eventually get it here, even though I do think that the head isn't. I don't know. I guess it's just not. It doesn't feel shaped incredibly well. But it's whatever. I did get around my problem with drawing eyes because I didn't draw the actual pupils, so that was a good little workaround here. I ended up going with a much more mullety style than I would normally go with. It's much more curly. It's much more rebellious and punk esque than I normally go with, but it was definitely it was definitely something. Um, I will say I think the colored version of this, well, it does look good. I much prefer the hatched version of this. I think it's a much better looking drawing, and that's why I'm leaning towards doing a black and white, more manga-esque style for it. Mostly because I can finish it a lot quicker, and I think it ends up just looking a lot better because again you'll see coming up here. Um, I mean it just looks good, right? Like at the end of the day, it just kind of looks better. Though again, it's more. I will see how I'm feeling come the start of the series. But regardless, oh, maybe we do. We release it as like the manga esque art style first, and then as like a live stream thing. That's when we go back and color everything in. I think maybe that's the idea. But regardless, thinking out loud here. Um, I yeah, again, so this image super cool, super cool. I really like this image. However, you know, sucks that sucks that I have to color it in because that's just kind of the nature of it all. Um, so yeah, I yeah. Um, since we're just kind of get doing the basic coloring here, and there isn't really anything noteworthy outside of I based the design I think subconsciously off of Akuma from Street Fighter. If you don't know, the guy's cool as fuck. So I think I subconsciously was thinking of him while designing this, like just kind of a very cool old man kind of type character. Even though the guy I'm drawing isn't necessarily old here, just having that like more of an elderly vibe to him, I guess, was very fun. Um, but yeah, sorry for not uploading yesterday. I did think I was going to, but then I just ended up, I had to clean a bunch of my apartment, and that took way longer than I thought it would. And I had some other stuff to do, and then I ended up hanging out with people, just blah, blah, blah. It really got away from me. And again, I don't mean to do that, and so I am sorry if I do that. But I tried to come back with a bit of a banger. That is I definitely did feel like I put a lot more elbow grease into this one. I think you can definitely see. And so yeah, again, this was super fun to draw, super fun to think up because Copycat has been one in my head for a while because it does come to be a factor in the story, and so when I'm thinking of the story, I'm thinking of certain powers, and so it's yeah, it definitely comes into being a factor. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Again, I really do want to try with daily uploads, but sometimes life gets in the way. It is unfortunate, but it's true that it's just kind of sometimes I have a life, and sometimes it gets in the way of these videos. But regardless, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, drop them below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.